Visiting San Francisco? Here are 5 fun things to add to your itinerary. Considering California for a quick getaway trip? There are so many fun things to do in San Francisco that you'll want to put on your list. After spending a long weekend there, we realized we're going to have to go back. There's just so much to do and see there. I'll bet the Golden Gate Bridge is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of San Francisco, am I right? It's one of the most recognizable landmarks in the United States. However, there are so many unique things to do in San Francisco besides just visiting the bridge. I'll start with a description of many of the top things to do in San Francisco, followed by a sample itinerary you can use to plan the perfect getaway trip. We had a great time there and I'm sure you will, too. If you want to know more about this type of video, subscribe our channel and hit the like button. 1. Bike across the Golden Gate Bridge. Since seeing the Golden Gate Bridge is one of the most iconic things to do when in San Francisco, I've put it first on the list. However, why simply see the bridge when you can bike across it? Before you keep scrolling, I have a secret to let you in on. Rent an electric bike. Seriously, this made our excursion so much fun. There are a couple of places to rent bikes from and both are a little ways from the bridge. They'll tell you there are only 2 hills between there and the bridge, but trust me, if you don't get an electric bike, those hills might as well be mountains. Electric bikes are not like motorbikes. They only work when you are pedaling and basically give a really nice boost to the effort you're putting in. There are some very simple gears to use, but they're more like small hill, medium hill, big hill gears. Even if you haven't ridden a bike in years, an electric bike is a dream to ride. Once you rent your bike, you'll ride along the marina heading toward the bridge. If the weather is nice, you'll be in for some spectacular views all along the way. We were in San Francisco celebrating our anniversary when we did this bike ride, but it would also be so much fun to take a girls' trip and go on a bike ride. Plan to spend a few minutes at Fort Point and explore the history there. Plus, you'll get a really impressive view from underneath the bridge from that viewpoint. Once you're on the bridge, you'll need to ride single file. Be aware of other bikers who may pass you on your left and never stop right in the way. There's room to pull over, so be sure to do that if you need to stop or want to just soak in the view of the San Francisco Bay. You'll have a choice of either continuing on to the quaint little town of Sausalito and taking a ferry back or turn around and biking back. Either way, spend some time exploring the overlooks and the amazing views you'll see. It's quite the reward for biking that far. Even if you did let the electric bike do the majority of the work. For many people, biking across the Golden Gate Bridge is a bucket list moment. It may seem daunting, but rent yourself an electric bike and you'll be reliving your childhood while the wind blows your hair back and all your worries away. Enjoy! Note, on busy days, especially in the summer, bike rentals can be sold out. Reserve your bike online to be sure you have one when you get there. 2. Drive through Muir Woods National Monument. Just a short jaunt outside of San Francisco, only 12 miles, is the gorgeous Muir Woods National Monument. It's the perfect place to take a break from the hustle and bustle of the city and breathe in some fresh air. The 554-acre park is filled with California's famous towering redwood trees. The largest one is 258 feet tall, which is equivalent to 45, 6-feet tables stacked end to end. The average age of these trees is 600 to 800 years old. Aside from being mesmerized by the sagacious trees, visitors can also enjoy 6 miles of trails. If you don't have time for that, there is a 1/2-mile loop for short strolls that you shouldn't miss. The trails are flat and easy, no need for serious hiking gear. A visit to Muir Woods can be as short as an hour to a half day, depending on how much time you want to spend in nature. It is important to note that the park is popular. Parking reservations are required ahead of time because the lot is small. Many people visit on tours to avoid parking issues. Dogs are not allowed in the park. Also, it's only open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. 3. Take a selfie in Umbrella Alley. Umbrella Alley is a relatively new street art spot in San Francisco. Located next door to Ghirardelli Square, this alley is covered in rotating murals from famous local artists like Kate Tova. It also showcases a few permanent pieces, like the famous "Greetings from San Francisco" mural. If you're looking for tons of Instagram-worthy walls all in one place, this is the spot for you. They even have little iPhone stands installed, so taking group photos on a timer is easy. Umbrella Alley is free to visit but is only open on weekends from 11 a.m. sunset, so plan accordingly. The best time to visit is in the later afternoon when the alley is in the shade so you can grab that perfect photo in front of the murals. Put this on your list of fun things to see in San Francisco. 4. Drive down Lombard Street. Lombard Street is one of the most famous tourist attractions in San Francisco. It is globally known as the most crooked street in the world. Lombard Street is in the upscale Russian Hill neighborhood, one of the best areas to stay in San Francisco. Russian Hill has some of the most beautiful and most expensive buildings with gorgeous views of the Bay Area and San Francisco. However, Russian Hill features some of the steepest streets in San Francisco City. Lombard Street is one of the steepest streets of Russian Hill, in addition to being the most twisted street in the world. Driving down the steep and crooked Lombard Street is one of the best things to do in San Francisco. Lombard Street goes down the hill from Hyde Street to Leavenworth Street. The road has 8 sharp turns. So, driving down the street goes slowly, merely 5 miles per hour. But, while someone else drives, you can take photos and videos of the quirky road with lovely buildings, stunning gardens, and amazing views of San Francisco. The gardens are rich with hydrangea flowers which bloom in summer. So, if you want to drive down the most crooked street in the world while hydrangeas are blossoming, head to San Francisco in summer. You can drive your car, but you can also rent a yellow 2-seater go-car in San Francisco to drive down the most crooked street in the world. There's no fee for driving down the street, but you can expect crowds there. After all, Lombard Street is a top tourist attraction in San Francisco. 5. Scenic 49-mile drive in San Francisco. This scenic drive has actually been part of San Francisco for decades, yet it's one of the city's best-kept secrets. This route is a giant loop that covers almost all major San Francisco attractions and landmarks, making it a wonderful thing to do while visiting. The scenic drive originated in 1938 by the San Francisco Downtown Association for the Golden Gate International Exposition. The project garnered a high level of popularity, and so it expanded to become a marketing campaign, aiming to boost tourism. The route officially covers 37 spots, including many city classics like the Golden Gate Park, Golden Gate Bridge, Powell Cable Car Station, Painted Ladies, Coit Tower, Lombard Crooked Street, and Alcatraz. One of the reasons tourists are not aware of this drive is that there are no longer any signs on the streets. The Seagull Blue and White Road sign was the winner of a design competition held by the Downtown Association in 1955. Collectors often stole the signs, and the city took a long time to replace them. The best way to complete the drive is to have your own car, and it's easy to design your own scenic 49-mile drive itinerary with its official map and guide. With that said, tourists are welcome to explore these attractions at their own pace by car, bike, or any public transportation. They can also decide whether to complete the route or not, but it's a great reference guide to get to know San Francisco, especially for first-timers. Also, San Fran has no shortage of yummy food. Make it a point to try something different each day. San Francisco Itinerary, Day 1. Ride a cable car to the Ferry Building. Tour the Ferry Building, explore the farmers market on weekends. Visit Alcatraz. See the San Francisco Maritime National Historical Park. Enjoy the sunset at Crissy Field. San Francisco Itinerary, Day 2. Bike across the Golden Gate Bridge. Spend time at Fisherman's Wharf. Take selfies at Umbrella Alley. Visit Ghirardelli Square and indulge in an ice cream sundae. Stroll down to the beach at Aquatic Cove and enjoy the sunset. Admire the Palace of the Arts after dark. San Francisco Itinerary, Day 3. Rent a go-car and drive down Lombard Street. Go see the Painted Ladies of San Francisco. Enjoy a picnic at the Alamo Square Park. Spend a few hours exploring Chinatown. Admire the artwork at the Lincoln Steps. Take a cable car in the evening to see the city lights. What will you do in San Francisco? Isn't this a fun list of what to do in San Francisco? Whether you're traveling as a couple like we did or bringing the kids along, you'll find plenty of things to do there.